The last lesson on the empire was the what is an empire and where was the British Empire. Today we're going to focus on higher concept thinkings of how and why did Britain build an empire. How and why did this small, tiny little island manage to achieve what no one else had done? So what we're going to do initially is start off with some language matching the key words in the head columns to their correct meaning in the tails columns. And then we have the correct answers arrowed there, and students can make their amendments. Then we follow that up with what makes a country successful. Make a list of all the features that make a country successful. So we'll try and tease out from the students what they consider to be the important factors in what makes a country successful. And then we'll see if that basically applies to Britain during the 18th and 19th centuries. Now, moving on. Next task, why did Britain gain an empire? You've got a series of pieces of evidence here, quite a very comprehensive grid of 18 different reasons as to why Britain gained an empire. What we would like the students to do is to read those to get in the breadth of the knowledge, but then categorize them. And in doing so, we keep revisiting this idea of construction of paragraphs, this idea of taking knowledge and categorizing it. In this case, they're not writing a paragraph, they're just thinking of color coding them. The concepts of political, social, economic, and military, all of these are reasons as to why Britain may have acquired an empire, and of course those are words that have all been defined on the previous task. Once that has been done, further wider reading is to be undertaken by students going through the 6 more sources to identify the criteria as to whether these sources represent political, social, economic, or military reasons why Britain wanted an empire. Please be aware to stretch and challenge the children that these sources could go under more than one heading. Then we move on, which is the most important reason why Britain built an empire. We now need the students to do an interpretation. It might be the most frequently used category in the evidence they've done, or it might be the more compelling piece of evidence that the students have come across. I need to know why the students think Britain built an empire, the most important reason. That needs to be constructed in the form of a PEA paragraph response. The writing frame for which is provided here. The most important reason that Britain built an empire is, and that will be the P. Evidence to support this is. They can provide one piece of evidence, but the challenge obviously is really to provide more than one. They've certainly been presented with enough evidence there to make that a compelling requirement. Furthermore, this was important because in there is the analysis. And then we come across the concept of furthermore, additionally, the subordinate clause to tease out more information in their analysis. And then pull that back together. This is the most important reason because. And you should see a marked step up there in the quality and depth of a paragraph that the students are constructing. Summary. In our first lesson, we ranked the 6 factors or ingredients that were needed to make the Industrial Revolution happen between 1750 and 1900. How important was the empire to the Industrial Revolution? In your answer, refer to the ideas in the source below. So we're now jumping all the way back to the industrialization course that you've already taught, and we're linking the Industrial Revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries to Britain's ability to build an empire. Read the source. How important was the empire to the Industrial Revolution? Was it a cause? Was it a consequence? Where does it fit in terms of ranking, and why? Next lesson, we're going to move on to one economic factor behind the development of the empire, which was the slave trade.